Sure. I would say I thought we played a really got back to the team that we had been for most of the season in the first half with our defensive presence. I thought we had really good bite on the basketball. We were active off the ball, caused some turnovers, and I thought really frustrated them in the first half. To their credit, they got in the locker room. We probably should have tried to end the game at halftime. And we just did not come out with that same bite from a defensive standpoint in the second half. And credit to Coach and his guys. I thought they got going there early. Stewart saw a couple threes go in. We lost some of our bite on the ball. And I thought we let the lack of shot making and the offensive end really kind of influenced us defensively in the second half. And you can't do that, especially on the road. And again, credit to them. Once they started to get going, it kind of snowballed, and we did not do a good job of responding kind of in those moments of adversity. So a lot to kind of process and take away from this game. But I can deal with losing. I can't deal with losing the wrong way. And I thought we kind of, in that segment in the second half, lost the wrong way. And again, credit to them. We need to get a lot better quickly.
Questions? How do you sort of balance, getting the teaching points from this game without dwelling on it and making it more than it is?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, that's part of coaching, I guess, is learning how to balance the emotion of being in this game and wanting to win so bad and just not performing anywhere close to what our expectation is. You have to own that. You have to embrace it. You can't run from it. You can't duck your tail. And got to turn a negative into a positive somehow, some way. And I believe in our guys in the locker room. I know they want to do the right thing. It's a matter of doing it all the time. And that's when things are going really well for you. It's easy to do the right thing. In the moments where things aren't going great for you, that's a real challenge. And I think that's the next step for our team. And again, I still believe in what we can do. Feel good about our group. We just need to hit our stride here and hit our stride quick. We need to get better in a hurry.
Sam.
How's it going, Coach? Sam Canal, Santa Clara Student Radio. You guys lost one early in that second half. I was curious how that changed your game plan, especially against a bigger Santa Clara team that pretty much outsizes them Santa Clara play.
Yeah, they present some challenges from a matchup standpoint. I thought in the first half, even when we went smaller, we did a good job. Jason Rivera-Torres guarded Johnny O'Neal in segments and went with Tyrone Riley kind of as a small ball four. And I thought in the first half we were connected defensively and there wasn't really an issue. I thought second half we just loosened up way too much, both on the ball and off the ball. And against a good team like that, they're a top 50 offensive team in the country for a reason. They have really good ball movement, really good body movement, and Tilly's a handful. So I thought it was a combination of Lusenberry, and we just softened up a lot defensively in the second half.
Sure. Thomas.
Coach, obviously a 56-26 second half, not what you wanted in any respect whatsoever. On both ends of the floor, what more do you need to see from your guys' process so we not have something like that again?
Yeah, it just it's got to matter a little bit more all the time. And as I said, not just when things are going well or when you're in a rhythm, you have to still continue to do what the game plan suggests is going to give us the best chance to win, even when we're not operating the way that we need to from an offensive standpoint. And can never let one end affect the other, and that's a challenge in terms of getting 18 to 23-year-olds to really embrace and kind of grasp onto that. But again, we're going to take it on the chin. It starts with me. There's no finger pointing at all. It starts with me. I got to get our guys to perform better in those segments, and we will. We'll get back to work on Monday and get ready for Thursday.
Coach, you guys were 6 for 32 from the three-point line in the game overall, 3 for 19 in the second half. Do you think specifically in the second half, the shooting not going in really made an effect on the defensive end?
Yeah, I mean, I think we let missing shots affect us defensively, but as a player and as a coach too, you got to adjust to how the game's going, right? And we're a team that shoots a lot of threes. Santa Clara is a team that shoots even more threes than us. But in those segments where things might not be your night, shooting the ball, you haven't seen one go in, we need to find some other ways to manufacture some points, whether it's getting downhill and getting to the free throw line, playing through the post a little bit more. And tonight, I just thought, from my perspective, at least without watching the film, we had no flow offensively and really stagnant. We're at our best when the ball's moving and ball movement and man movement, and we didn't do a good enough job with that tonight.
Would you say for the players, the shooting from Santa Clara and the constant calls by the refs that kind of raised heads and made some people mad, caused the players to kind of lose their their side and kind of cause them to change their behavior and influence their play?
Yeah, I mean, nothing in that game had anything to do with the referees. I thought they called a good game. There's always a call or two that you can disagree with, but, I really didn't say a whole lot to the officials. It had nothing to do with them. It had to do with our bite, our desire, our aggressiveness. And it's deflating at times. It's hard when a team gets going and you're seeing them score. To be able to talk the right way and still stay engaged with, being aggressive and being in a defensive stance and not giving in, that's hard. But we need to do a better job in those moments.
Yeah.
One of the, at least if there's a positive takeout, Ryan Beasley was back for this game. Obviously, he hasn't played since, I think it was late December. Just having him back in the lineup, how much of a lift does that give you guys? Obviously, especially on giving the backcourt a little bit of a break.
Yeah, and a little bit it's unfair to Marcus and Malik because we've been putting so much pressure on them to perform, every night. And having Ryan back is certainly going to help. I felt like it was good just to see him on the floor. He's a little bit rusty. I think he's a little bit out of shape, but he hasn't played in 2.5 weeks or whatever it's been. So he'll gradually work his way back in, and we need his grit, his toughness, his belief, his leadership, in addition to all the things that he can do, on the offensive side of the ball. But yeah, it makes me feel better as a head coach to have him back.
Coach Nick Pecora, KSU Sports. My broadcast partner brought up Wong leaving the game with an injury. Do you have any sense of his health, his availability going forward? Any update for us?
Yeah, I haven't really gotten a whole lot of an update yet. I'll talk to our medical staff after. I think probably just a sprained ankle, but he was kind of grabbing at the back of his foot. So, yeah, we'll knock on wood and hopefully he's okay because he's been getting a lot better for us and presents some matchup problems for other teams. So we certainly need to keep him healthy and continue his development.
Anything else? All right, thank you, Coach.
Yep.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, appreciate